Good morning. I got the day off. I was supposed to work today and I got the day off. I am so excited. Got a lot going on, so now I can prepare. I have to do laundry, I have to mail art down to Florida, I have to once again organize my room. I have someone subletting it. I'm gonna be house sitting and I'll be doing vlogs from a new place in Brooklyn for the rest of the month. But I'm house sitting for my friend Sarah Gerard, who is a great writer. I wonder if she's on a book tour or something. I don't know. She just came out with a book called Sunshine State, and before she came out with a book called Binary Star. Everyone loves it, and Vice, and NPR, and New York Times, LA Times, Paris Review. I don't know. All these places are just reviewing her books. Who hooks it up like that so hard? Sarah's killing it. So yeah. She's got a new kitten, and so she needs someone to look after it. So I'm going to be vlogging with a kitten from Sarah's house in Brooklyn. But right now I'm still here in Harlem, and I'm wearing this red and white shirt, but I could also be wearing also a red and white striped shirt. It's not as fun. I think polka dots are more fun. I have been balls to the wall tired. I work tomorrow for 10 hours. I worked Sunday for 10 hours. So I'm really grateful for this one day off. I'm freelance, so I'm squirreling away all the hours I can get while there are all these hours to be gotten. Anyway, I started writing a song like literally 5 minutes ago. So I thought sometimes I video my songs just to keep like an audio notebook or visual audio notebook of what I've been doing. So I remember them. So I've got some working words. Sometimes my songs sound a little folky and I have to like go back and make them not sound as folky because I don't really like folk music. I mean, some I do, but I was listening to an audiobook called Attached about attachment styles, avoidant, anxious, and secure. I've never read a book like this. It is amazing. The research is amazing. My friend Marcella read it, or she listened to it, so we were talking about it last night. It's great. So I think I'm like anxious avoidant, but I'm also secure. I'm like all three. But I think mostly it would be anxious. But the different parts of my life, it's been kind of different. Shit happens to you through life and you get all weird, you know? People will bum you out and make you crazy. And, you know, if you're not paying attention to yourself, you get lost in that. Ultimately, you can't blame other people, though. Ultimately, you can, but, you know, if you're really gonna own it, ultimately you gotta just blame yourself. I got your hand down deep in my pocket. So many things you can choose. I hold your hand and stick it in my pocket. With your hand in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. When you get close, you feel nervous. I've got a long list of things to do. I've got goals and desires. I'm putting out fires. With your hand in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. Don't run away, we just got started. You're so afraid when I cry. I also tell it like it is. I wanna be kissed. With your hands in my pocket, I feel nothing but bliss. I got your hand down deep in my pocket. So many things you can choose. I hold your hand and stick it in my pocket. With your hand in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. I know it's like super cheesy, like 1-4-5, 1-4-5. 1-4-5 is a holding structure. If you want to make a song more interesting, you have to throw in other chords and change the melody, or you can keep the melody and have different chords behind it, thus making it bizarre and a little off, or maybe it works out, depends on the chords you use. But well, it's like editing. You write a piece of writing and you go back and you make it better. You write a song, you go. That's why Leonard Cohen was so good. They say that he would build a song like the way someone builds a house. It would take him a year to write a song sometimes. But he just would mold the sections, he would work on the words. He was amazing. I actually belonged to, I don't know if I belonged, but I used to do Zen sitting. I used to attend the Albuquerque Zen Center, which was under the jurisdiction of the roshi, Joshu Sasaki, who was Leonard Cohen's roshi. The roshi he writes about when he writes about roshi in his books. And I went there for, I mean, I was most active for 2 years, and then I would kind of dwindle and do things here and there, but for 2 years I really needed to be sitting at 5 a.m. with these people in black robes. And yeah, so the whole thing came crashing down when it was revealed that Joshu Sasaki was a molester. And all these women were like, yeah, there was this culture of silence. It was really weird, and like we were all sexually assaulted when we would have these private meetings with him, you know? So it's like you go in and you've got your koan and you're talking to him, and oh, and then he starts molesting you and having sex with you. And it's a Zen center, you know? And the joshu sasaki, they say, you know, I wasn't there, I don't know the story, but the joke is kind of like, well, they kind of were like, yeah, leave Japan, go to America, you know, he's the one they wanted to leave. So it's like, you got this guy with, you know, who knows what kind of moral backing from a different culture, and everyone, he comes here in the 60s, and everyone's like, oh my god, you're so Zen and pure and Japanese, and then he's just got the meeting out of their hands. And but since then, the abbotess of the Zen Center in the Hemes, which is where the roshi also held sashins, which is up in the mountains north of Albuquerque. You know, he tried to take her down. When all of this arose, and she prevailed, and she is now in charge, and she's turning it. I mean, she's trying very hard to make it change to a culture where it's woman friendly, where they've learned from their mistakes, where there's input from, you know, more secure, more legit Zen teachers. And then you still will have some people that are like, you know, denying that things were weird, or they're like, yeah, it's weird, but like, you don't get it, and it was actually like healing and meaningful to me when I was being violated by roshi. So, you know, it's weird, you get these gray areas, but sexual misconduct does rile people up in a frenzy of ways. So, you know, and the crazy wisdom guy, the crazy wisdom Buddhist teacher, he slept with everybody. He was also more open about it. He also, I mean, he probably wasn't open about everything. I don't know, I wasn't there. But he commanded respect with his openness, the way that Joshu did not ultimately command respect with his culture of lies and secrecy. So the point is really to be honest. But you know, there's a lot of views on the role of lizard brain, animalistic behavior in the realm of these neocortex things we're working on, like meditation and spirituality and just higher living and conscious intention and peace. And I don't know, people are complicated. And there's Buddhist principles that I enjoy, and it served me well when it did. And Tina Turner, even Tina Turner had to turn to Buddhism to get away from Ike. You know, she couldn't leave this like horrible guy, and she turned to Buddhism. So it's good for you know, getting unstuck in a way. It's good for looking at yourself, looking back at yourself. There are great things, but ultimately for women, I just think the School of Womanly Arts is way better than any Buddhist sect. Ultimately, even though the Buddhism is amazing, especially Zen Buddhism. But they also say that Zen Buddhism lacks compassion in its teachings. And maybe it doesn't lack compassion, but it's certainly not at the forefront of the philosophy. And you know, different people resonate with different ways of approaching life based on what they need and what their tendencies are. So I can understand, you know, one person needs Shambhala Buddhism, someone else needs Zen, someone else needs like that weird Buddhism that worships that demon. It starts with an M. I don't know. That was weird. What this weird guy was. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I have this. So my fantasy is taking getting the woman from the Hemes Zen Center who runs it to enroll into mastery at the School of Womanly Arts. I think that would be really amazing for like thousands of people, because she's got big influence. You gotta be careful when you've got influence, you know? Not that I would know, but I would know, based on being influenced by the world around me. And growing up thinking, what am I and how should I be? How am I naturally? And what are the things that lay before me that keep me from being naturally me? And is naturally me what I want to be? You know, the things you think about when you have all your basic needs met, like food, water, shelter, and love. I got your hand down deep in my pocket. So many things you can choose. I hold your hand, stick it in my pocket. With your hand in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. When you get close, you feel nervous. I've got a long list of things to do. I've got goals and desires, man, I'm putting out fires. But with your hand in my pocket, I got nothing to with your hands in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. That was a keychain handy in my pocket. So many things you can choose. I hold your hand and I'll strip you in my pocket. Hand in my pocket, I got nothing to lose. Now you might think that's some sort of innuendo, and it's not. I'm literally fucking singing about a pocket, so shut up. Pockets. Holding hands. Romantic. Old times. Old time romanticism. Standing in front of the Rockefeller tree at the Rockefeller Center on Christmas, you know? That. It's nice. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Like if you like this video. Leave a comment below. What do you think? Do you agree that women might thrive more in an environment where they are told to honor their desires instead of squashing them forever? And treating them like they are obstacles in their path to what? A life of austerity. And I think a woman's power is in her desire, not in her denial of the desire. And I think Buddhism, I think the way Buddhism is taught just generally serves men better. Sorry, it's true. Alright, I'm out.